Blog Talk Radio.
F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Say it one more time. F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Here we go. No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it, so you niggas can't forget it. Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles Ridic, with my game up the bar, so your girl'll let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue this. Cause if you found something better, you would sip Moretta while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show is rocking. Fat Cat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fat Cat show and you don't stop the knocking. F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Say it one more time. F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Here we go.
Yo. What's cracking? You rockin' with your boy, the Deacon Deacon, the preacher's grandson, the sinister minister, the Rabbi Raymond Noodle, the chaplain, the fried chicken's last rice. Y'all know what's up. That's Fat Cat, and I'm down with my dog, Roof. Y'all know who it is. That's T. Satellite Book Bills. What's cracking, dog?
Hey, what's up, man?
Your box say poor connection, switch to something. This is kind of weird. And this thing is acting up, man. So we gonna be, man, this is kind of messed up. But I'm gonna go on anyway. It's glitching, so y'all gotta excuse me. And it hot me back to 15 minutes. This is wild. But you know we gonna go on anyway. We don't need no lines. But anyway. What's cracking with you, man?
I don't know, sitting here waiting for this Amazon delivery. And they just said instead of today, they're switching it to the 13th. I say, ain't this a blip?
Everybody been having problems. My wife dialed it. She went to 1-800-Flowers to send flowers to her mother on Mother's Day. And it was supposed to have been delivered on Mother's Day, but it was 2 days later. So everybody is kind of like having that problem. And another thing, like I said, before we start the show, I want to say happy birthday to those with birthdays. And we want to give our condolences to those who may have lost people during this time. And also, you can subscribe to the Fat Cat Show Network on YouTube, and you could catch us on Spotify, iHeart, Deezer, TuneIn, and Blog Talk Radio. Amen. But anyway, feel free to comment on any of the topics that we have on the show, and we want to also say you can comment in the box. Don't be scared or scared, as they say before, to comment. This show is for you, you know, even if satellite looks intimidating. So, but anyway,
what does that be saying?
I don't know, man. What you get your mother for Mother's Day, man?
I gave her the sun, the moon, the rain, the wind, and the mountains.
You ain't give her that. What you get her, man? But
ain't get her nothing.
But nothing was open though. You know, to even give the mothers anything. Really.
I gave her the same thing I gave my daughter's mother.
What?
Nothing.
You know what? You're a diabolical guy, dude. I don't
It's
know
like that.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm just getting people prepared because in 10 in about 10 minutes we gonna be with our lines again. So, but you can always comment on the show. I don't know why it always do this to me at the last second, but anyway, but the talk of the news is that what's his name Ahmad what's his name Aubrey, the shooting, and I see they had arrested the individuals that did it, and we got some, I don't know if this girl was an activist or what, that's been all over Facebook that said that the shooting wasn't racially motivated. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's always some person to
Some black mother,
they always want to offset, you
a
know.
black wet-haired dog.
uh, it's always somebody that's trying to offset the narrative, and that's the sad part about it because I don't know what she thought it was what motivated it, but she that girl got something else going on in her mind. So I really don't know. What's your take on that?
They probably gave her some crack.
Boy, you crazy. What's wrong with you, man?
No, really, you got to be on some drugs to take up for some bull crap like that.
Right. And
Where was her? Where was she at when black young men got gunned down? Nowhere. But she gonna pop up the take up for a senseless killing like that.
mm-hmm.
She need to shut up.
You know what? And also, like, I don't know. Getting on that, and did you see on the racial thing where Trump what he said to that Chinese reporter?
Oh, what did he say?
He refused to answer her question, and he told her to ask China.
Huh? I don't know. I don't know, man. That man did so much crazy stuff and get passes for it. What can you say?
I know. So, but miraculously, I can say this. Do you think if we all get out to the polls, do you actually think this man would get out of office?
I think, you know what I really think?
What?
I think Trump is gonna win.
That's what I'm saying.
Trump is gonna win.
Yeah.
They talking all this impeachment stuff and blah 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 blah, and I said that man is gonna win. Because I said he was gonna win the first time, and I was right.
You know what?
Everybody was telling me I was crazy.
I guess too, you know what? It seemed like to me these 4 years for him flew by. So in a sense, it probably wouldn't make. In a sense, would it be sensible for him to hurry up and just knock his 4 years out again so he won't be able to be president again?
Look, every other president, they aged so hard while they were the president of the United States.
Right.
But he cares about nothing. He ain't aged at all. Right. He's like, whatever.
Right.
I'm not gonna worry about it.
That
I have bigger crisis beforehand. This is nothing.
Right.
I know people is dying, but I just don't shake my hand.
And that's the funny part about it. I guess too. I don't know. You look at it. In hindsight, you just like you said, he don't care, and I don't think you think he could get any older, any older than he look right now.
You get any older. How old is Trump? 75, 76?
Something like that. But
Oh.
I think, but you know what? It's funny how I just think he's a ploy for, we focus so much attention on him. I think he's just a ploy for us to keep, looking at his buffoonery while they doing other things. So
Yeah, right. Like controlling the weather. What you say? They control
yeah,
the weather, the 5G, and then
yeah.
having Bill Gates give everybody these shots, right?
You know what? They putting a 5G tower up over here by me now.
Look, man,
And
I didn't mean for you to have these crazy conspiracy thoughts.
Now I'm about to go do like them people. I'm about to put that aluminum foil cap on my head.
You'll really be looking like Radio Don.
Hey, I guess it'd be me, Radio and Beetlejuice. Hey, but it's all good though. But
come on, Rain Man, don't do me like that.
Okay, Beetlejuice from Howard Stern show. Stop it. But I'm definitely, but y'all gotta bear with me because I'm gonna get the lines back up so we can get people in and calling, and my co-host gonna entertain you for a good little minute and stuff like that, and we gonna
Hey, did you catch that Erykah Badu competition? Who she's coming in competition with?
With Jill Scott. You know what?
With Jill Scott. Did you see it?
You know what I'm disappointed in.
What?
When I'm disappointed in, I would like to see them have an actual sing off. Get your instrumentals and y'all sing it off. Instead of anybody could play records back and forth.
You know who I want to see next?
Who?
50 Tyson and JJ Icefish.
There you go. I just knew you couldn't help yourself. Hold on, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna start it over right now. And I just
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
I just knew you couldn't control yourself. So, but
you about to start it over?
Yeah, but I just I just want to see a good battle like maybe you take two top artists. Let's just say Jay-Z and Nas go back at it in a rhyme battle off again. Have the rematch of the rematch
that's like giving away a free tape. Who gonna do that?
But man, Jay-Z don't have to.
So you can be entertained. Come on now, it's never gonna happen.
I said it's never gonna happen.
Nah, man.
Hey, I mean, really, I think. Well,
he said Beetlejuice. I got an aftershock after that one. Like, damn.
But I think it won't be nothing wrong with that, man. That'll keep people in the house and.
But I'm telling you that battle with JJ Icefish and 50 Tyson would be monumental.
Man, are you crazy? Man, nobody want to see that.
I'm trying to keep straight face.
Say
you wouldn't watch it. Just say you wouldn't watch it.
Two special needs guys, man. I don't want to see that.
Say you wouldn't watch it.
Hell no, I wouldn't watch that.
Yes, you would.
No,
man.
I wouldn't.
Be epic.
That
would be epic.
I don't want to see that. I do not want to see that. But you know what? I would watch it though, because
I know you would. I would watch it just to see what they gonna say. I know. Do you think you can watch that battle while you eating, or would you choke?
Oh no, you can't watch. Yeah, that'll be definitely. But you know what? I know they spacing. We got social distancing, But you know what I would love to see, but this is only if the participants were fully tested and all of that. I would love to see one-on-one basketball with your people that you want to see play each other. Just say if you would have just say I know this guy dead, but just say if we could have saw Jordan and Kobe go one-on-one, or
you want to bring up dead people?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I would have loved to see Grant Hill against AI or some stuff. Just stuff like that, like some old basketball. You know how we always said, "Ooh, I bet you Jordan would have did this," and and Isaiah would have got.
You can't see him play.
Man, you on the video game?
That's right.
No, I'm talking about right now. I would love to see,
you talking about real life reality? You want them to dig up a dead person?
No, not a dead person, but I'm just saying I would love to see them. I would love to see like somebody from, let's say, that's not too old from the past play somebody in the present.
That's like saying you want to see Dr. J and Dunk.
Hell no. Dr. J just came off of heart surgery or something. Yeah, I'm just saying I would
You think he can grab the nets?
Heck no, man. they got I would just love to see that. I mean, if anybody agree with me, would you want to see that? I know everybody is not basketball fans, but I would love to see that happen. You know
what you just made me think of?
What?
Like really old porn stars. Do you think they go back and look at their old movies and they tell people that used to be me 40 years ago?
Man, what's wrong with you?
Really?
Man, nah, man. I ain't gonna be doing all that, man. What's wrong with
Granny was getting it.
Man, but you know what? In all realness, I'm trying to get these lines back up while you. But in all realness, like I said, it could be. I don't want to, even though because I feel kind of cheated. I know they probably, because I was watching the Erykah Badu and Jill Scott thing, and I was thinking like, dog, are we gonna hear them actually blow or something like that? But anybody could play a record. Back, me and you could do that right now and be like, represent somebody and be like, okay, we gonna play that out. I play Erykah Badu, you play Jill Scott. Anybody could do that.
Right. We can. Never mind.
you about to say something silly.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it alone.
But for real, I think it could be. What about the Blastmaster battle with somebody?
Blastmaster
KRS-One. I would love to see an old school battle. Bring him back, him and MC Shan back.
Who would want to see them though? Everybody that want to see them dead.
I would love to see that Blastmaster.
You want to see KRS-One and Curtis Blow go at it? Now you really reaching.
You know what?
In the world.
But you know what? I'm telling you, with music being dominated, really now the youth movement and all this mumble rap and blase splee type stuff, man. I think we deserve. Old hip hop heads deserve a treat from the past, a blast from the past.
I don't know if I would waste my time to see KRS-One battle MC Shan.
You know what?
And I really like KRS-One too. He's sweet to me, but I don't want to see him battle.
Are you are you persuaded just simply off because of public perception, or what
It's
is
my
it?
own personal opinion. I don't want to see MC Shan and I don't even know an MC Shan song. Give me a break.
Yes, you do. You got the tape.
The tape.
You got the tape.
If you could find a recorder to play a tape on.
You know what's so weird? Like, and you right, because I found a tape in my grandfather's drawer at the church, and I thought it was one of his sermons. So I had brought it back home. I was trying to find a tape recorder to play it on. And I couldn't find nothing. And I finally found my grandmother's tape recorder, and I played it. And it was only something like the 700 Club or something, something to that degree, the 700 Club type thing. So I was like, it was like a boo moment. So but it was all good. But I thought for sure I found a gem. But I would love to try to find my grandfather's old some of his old sermons or something like that, But it is what it is. So you know what I want to get into. I want to get into our first. We got 8 minutes before the show kick back in. So I don't know if I should wait to spring this one but anyway, I'm gonna get into it. Our first subject of today is the worst hairline of all time.
Oh my God.
The worst hairline.
Man.
The worst hairline of all times. What is your vote? Now on here we got Coolio, we got Stevie Wonder, we got Neo, we got LeBron.
LeBron, oh man. LeBron, when he was playing and his hairpiece started falling out.
Man, but look at Neo's hair though.
Nah, he just got a real big head with a receding hairline.
But you know what? But Stevie Wonder got that RoboCop. He got that RoboCop going on. So I think,
you know what? Stevie Wonder got a bald spot. He don't have a hairline.
Man, he got a Tom Poe going on. You see that?
Oh man, that ain't even. At one point, I was looking at his head. I thought he had finally shaved his head.
Yeah.
And he put his head down. I was like, "What the hell?"
That's that RoboCop sun visor he got on. So it's like, but who do you? But Coolio though. Coolio done lost his mind, man.
Coolio is in denial.
Man, Coolio ain't no denial. Coolio done took some drugs or something.
That crack.
And then he got the tattoo right in the middle, in the middle of it. I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know who told him that was a good idea to do. But Coolio was a drug addict, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, Coolio was on crack.
I thought so. It looked like he might have experimented back with it. But who do you think got the worst hairline of all time? And I hate to talk about it because I know we got to get to that point sometime. Because I'm telling you, I got a little moon roof in the back of my bag. I got a moon roof growing in the back of mine too. But who got the ultimate, the worst? And anybody out there too could answer. Put your posts up here too. In a minute, our lines will be back up, and we got 6 minutes for the lines to come back up. The music gonna play again, and then the show is gonna start. But who do you give the worst hairline to?
I would have to give it to LeBron James because he tried to cover it up. He would have got the fake hairline in the front, and then the middle started falling out. He's playing a game, his hair just falling off.
Like I know we don't have the best of hairlines, but when do you know that it's over? When do you know that hey, no more barbershops, no more barbershops, no more keeping my hair on my head. When do you know it's just over?
When your kids start laughing at
you. We be like, damn, I remember it used to be this when I was little, we used to visit this church, and it was this deacon there, and he had several little styles going on. Several little styles, right? He had a bald spot in the back, and he had a George Jefferson, and he had a little tiny peak part in the middle that looked like a devil horn. And I was thinking, I was sitting up there laughing, and as a kid, you laugh, and then some of the elders will be telling you, that's gonna be you one day. And you be like, and then you be thinking things are gonna last forever until your stuff start falling out for real, and you be looking like Wesley Snipes' Demolition Man. And so I don't know. When do you think your best days are over with as far as?
Oh no, I never been a hair man because I was shaving my head in college, high school and college. And nothing was wrong with my hairline. I was just shaving my head.
Yeah, that's.
But I think recently I grew it back to see what was going on up there, and I grew it back, and I was like, oh, gotta go.
And you know what? What mystifies me is when you see young guys with hairline problems already. You be like, yeah, like you've been cursed.
Yeah.
How you 20?
I've seen young guys with bald spots.
Yeah. Like what do you do really? Like wow. So I'm just, hey, I don't know, man. I really can't call it, but like I said, it's definitely a major problem. But I give the worst. I gotta give the worst hairline to Stevie Wonder. I do. I gotta give that worst hairline to Stevie Wonder. Because I mean LeBron is messed up. All LeBron really have to do
is shave his head. That's all he can do.
Just shave that head off.
That's how you can tell if your girl really cares about you. She should say, look, baby, it's time to go ahead and let it go.
But do you really think LeBron's wife will leave a multi-millionaire dude?
No, I ain't saying for her to leave him. Just say something to him. Your wife or your girl should have the biggest influence on you than anybody.
Right. Because you know what the silliest thing I tried to do. I remember.
Trying to get it wear a shag.
LeBron, Stevie knocking on 70. He said LeBron is young. Stevie knocking on 70.
Yeah, I thought Stevie was older than 70.
No, he. Wait a minute.
No, I think Stevie about 72, 73.
I think he just turned 70.
Nah, Stevie. Go ahead, Google it.
Okay, I'm about to Google this right now because I think he just had a birthday, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta look this up. Stevie Wonder. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Man, this thing don't want to act right. Here you go.
Hey, you know what we got to talk about? Oh, my man passed away.
Oh, Little Richard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tutti Frutti on the booty.
Yeah, you know what? Surprisingly, I never paid attention. Oh, he's 69. Stevie's 69 years old.
That's why they called him Little Stevie Wonder. He must have been real young.
Yeah. So, hold on. Okay. Let me see. We coming in, but you know what? Yeah, because they kind of like had him as the son of Ray Charles. So
Start your show now. Press 1 to...
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Give us a minute, y'all.
F-A-T-C-A-T. Man, y'all rocking the Fat Cat Show. This is my show. F-A-T. Watch the time on you. Say it one more time. F-A-T-C-A-T. Man, y'all rocking the Fat Cat Show. This is my show. F-A-T. Watch the time on you. Here we go. No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it so you niggas can't forget it. Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles critic, with my game up the bar, so your girl will let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue this. Cause if you found something better, you would sip Moretta while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show was rocking. Fat Cat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fat Cat Show and you don't stop the knocking. F-A-T-C-A-T. Man, y'all rocking the Fat Cat Show. This is my show. F-A-T. Watch the time on you. Say it one more time. F-A-T-C-A-T. Man, y'all rocking the Fat Cat Show. This is my show. F-A-T. Watch the time on you. Here we go.
Well, all right now. But anyway, we do got a caller. You rocking with the Fat Cat Show. What's happening?
Man, what's up, man? It's your boy Dan up in here.
Oh, shoot. Dan the
Dan
man. Dan, who got the worst hairline of all times, man?
Man, you know it's Stevie Wonder, and I don't even blame it on him, man. He got poor family members. They should have told that dude. I'm so mad at his family for letting him do that, man. He looked like the damn Predator. That's messed up, bro.
You know what, too? What was so sad about it, too? What was one of Earth, Wind, and Fire was knocking right with him, too, like that. I don't know what's wrong with these guys. Get them braids and stuff. Don't want to let them go, and they forehead exposed. I don't know what's up with
man.
That.
Yo, I know Stevie knows something ain't right. He like, man, my head cold as hell these days.
You silly, man.
You know what I always say?
What's that?
I said something that I'll never hear again, ever in my life.
What?
He cute. I got a big grown man face with gray hair on it. I think somebody was high-capping me or something like he cute. I know I ain't cute. It's a big old hard grown man face.
but you know.
Hey, T-Bills, wasn't you cutting your hair off in college?
Yeah, but I
You've been rocking a baldy for a long time, right?
Yeah. I said that on the show. I've been shaving my head since high school.
Yeah, same here, Dan. I had bald heads in college.
No, you had jerk curl in college.
Man, I had bald head in college, y'all. What's wrong with you, dude?
I could swear you had a jerk curl that you used to used to color blonde.
I could swear you had a bald head with a Ralph Tresvant shag in the back. You don't play with me, dog. but you know what? But it's all good. It's like man, when I first started, I was trying to tell a story. When my wife used to be teasing me about the little bald spot coming in the back, like it started as a little swirl, right? And she was like, "Oh, babe, you got a bald spot in the back of you. You get a little bald spot." I'd be like, "That's a swirl," you know. I said, "That's a swirl. My waves trying to come in." And so she was like, "No, brother." She said, "That's a bald." So I thought. I thought maybe if I try to grow a little bit more hair out of it to cover it up, but all I had was an afro with a little dip in it. So it was, you know what I'm saying? So it was man, it was traumatic, man. What about you though?
What about me?
Yeah.
What about my hairline? How I'm looking like these days?
Yeah.
It's a struggle, man. You know it's the best up when your woman come in and she be like, she kiss that forehead and be like, "That's a lot of forehead, boy." There's a lot of forehead.
and you know what? What's so bold? Your woman will let you know. They'll let you know. They'll be like, "Hey."
She will. She told me though that she told me I need to fight it out though, do everything I can because I ain't gonna look good with a bald head. That's what she told me.
Oh.
She said I need to figure it out.
Did she tell you need to just
That's
let
too much
the
pressure, man.
What you say? What you say?
That's too much pressure, man. I thought I had a good plan B. She said, "No, you don't. You need to make it work."
And you know what? LeBron killed all hope for people that's looking for cures for hairlines and all that because
Yeah.
if a multi-millionaire,
I would never try what LeBron did.
if a
Carl Malone tried it. He was in denial. Remember back in the day?
yeah, but if a multi-millionaire can't find a cure for a hairline, we don't stand a chance at all.
Man, I be getting mad at those dudes that be putting makeup on their hairline trying to invent one. I be like, come on, man, we can see that.
So what do you think about like people like Juwan Howard and Jalen Rose?
They got perfect hairlines.
Right.
With no gray.
But they be dying. Jalen Rose be dying it because he be dying.
He definitely be dying it, but he proud of his hairline. He talk about it all the time.
Yeah, that's not fair, man, at all. You know, it ain't even fair.
But they NBA athletes, so they kind of already been blessed with the gene pool, right?
Right.
Not everybody gonna grow up and be 6'7",
right,
and make money, right?
Yeah.
So
how do you feel when you see dope fiends or drunks with perfect hairlines?
But messed up.
What a
hey, yo, blood.
What a waste.
Keep it together.
Yeah, you see a dope fiend with waves, you know.
with 360s.
Yeah, like why you got waves, you know? So it's crazy though, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know what? You know who got a lot of nerve? I said, man, maybe I could wear my hair again. Will Smith.
Oh, that's terrible though.
Him and Martin Lawrence grew hair. Like they don't even care.
Yeah.
I guess if you got money, you can do anything, right?
Right. So, hey.
I bet you if they was working at McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken, they wouldn't be able to go.
But you know who I told you, and I posted on my page, who we let get a pass.
Who?
Pass was
Mystical.
We let Mystical get a pass for the longest.
But you know what I don't understand? Why people don't? Is it played out for people to just wear the sides, like the afros on the sides with nothing in the middle?
Dan, answer that.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, that's played out. But speaking of played out, I've been listening to the show from the beginning, and I got to say, man, Thomas, ain't nobody trying to see KRS-One and MC Shan have a battle on Instagram.
Right.
Also, I need to say this too, is that you sound old as hell, man. You know the Instagram, like the versus battles, they've been doing that for a minute now. Like everybody knows that all they do is DJ on those things. The quality on Instagram ain't good enough. You ain't gonna get a free concert on Instagram. All they can do is play songs, man.
With those dumbstone lights
But
playing
nobody
in the
expected them to
background.
have a song off for free. You can't be asking for free stuff, bro.
Come on, man. Why not? Why not?
Nah, man, they ain't gonna give you that for free.
But you know what? What about being a humanitarian? Just they done made money. You know, they done made a lot of little money. I ain't saying give us a whole concert, but just give us 2 to 3 songs. Just a battle off. You know what I'm saying?
You showing your age, bro. You said you want KRS-One to have an Instagram battle. He'd be just like Teddy Riley out there trying to figure out the controls. Nobody want to see that.
Nobody want to see it. I know I don't.
So nobody want to see that. That'll be sad. I like to remember my stars from back then in a good way. I don't need to see them fumbling with technology, looking like they 80.
But would you agree?
Nobody want to see that, man.
But would you agree that they only like just spinning records back and forth is entertaining?
Nah, it's more than that. It's more than that. So
Let's have a conversation.
first of all, ain't nobody dealing with no damn records because this is 2020.
I'm just saying.
That old man,
But-
you just got out of prison, didn't you?
No, I'm just saying. But what I'm saying, hey, wait a minute. While you playing, RZA and Premier spent records.
Who is that?
Did they really though?
Yeah, they spent records back and forth, scratched and everything.
Did they really?
Did they really? Yes, they did.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say is that if you watch the series and people know the technical limitations of being on Instagram, first of all, Instagram is not the platform to do something where you actually going back and forth because the quality is going to be pretty crappy. But what you really going on there for is the backstory behind how they made songs and then the banter between the two. That's really what you're doing. Like, so the magic of that whole Jill Scott, Erykah Badu setup was that they was going back and forth and talking about what they were doing, what inspired the songs, what songs mean. That's kind of it's almost like you seeing a live documentary right in front of you where you got two folks going back to back that people constantly tried to compare to each other and put at odds. To me, that's interesting.
Okay.
So even if you put like two of my favorites, which you've known from the beginning, my favorite is always Rakim.
Yeah.
And your favorite was KRS-One.
Yeah.
I still remember that from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yep. So if they put those two together and had a battle, the magic in that is not going to be to see who can outrhyme each other. Nobody want to see that no more. It would really be them just talking with each other about the culture, what they was thinking about when they wrote the rhymes, seeing the connection between the two. That's really the magic of the moment is them doing that. It ain't really them battling. And if you really want that, then you probably gonna have to wait until they do a concert. Now a concert, would I want to see something like that live? Absolutely. I think we need to get back to the battle of the bands. Remember when we was growing up and our parents used to always talk about when Earth, Wind, and Fire used to battle against the Gap Band and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Right. See,
two stages, back to back, where they going head for head doing songs. Now, to me, I would pay for that. That's what I want.
See the thing that's so biased to me right now It's just simply because of the age of the artist. We kind of like count them out because society say they too old to do it. It's not that they're not able to still, do this thing, but it's just that
to do what? To battle each other? What you talking about?
I'm talking about to still release their music. Like Mick Jagger is 102 and he can still do his genre of music. But when it comes to hip hop, we put an age limit on it and say,
but people our age,
man,
bad music.
They still release music, man. They still got money. Ain't nothing stopping them from releasing music. The music is just horrible.
You
ever heard they do stuff? When they come out with new stuff, it be straight trash. Tell me it ain't.
But I say, okay, let's say, do you think Nas still pull out trash?
I think that Nas's best songs have left him. I think his stuff, I listened to his last album, and I enjoyed some of the stuff, but ain't none of it's going to be like, I think the days of hearing a classic from him, we're not going to get that no more.
I'm talking about it's all about the content. I'm talking about what can Nas say that you want to hear, that you can relate to. You know what we relate to?
Nothing
Getting up
now.
Too fast and our knees cracking for no reason. Or not wanting to sit in the tub because you're real tired, like I might not be able to get out. Can you rap about that?
But you know what? But let's scratch hip hop, period. But like you said, I would love to see like somebody like an old group do a little bit of a concert type setting. Like I bet you
somebody.
Name somebody. Wait a minute. I bet you if Prince was still living, he would have did it.
Why you keep talking about dead people?
But
come on now.
Okay, let me say this. Let's say Music Soul Child. You
want to see him laugh?
Just Music Soul Child. Just put something and just drop his songs. Drop.
You're probably the only one. Just a Music Soul Child. Nobody want to see him.
Man, are you silly? Dan, you don't like Music Soul Child?
Laugh.
I do like Music Soul Child. But I tell you, I think that T. Bills has a point, especially when it comes to rappers. The problem is that these rappers come out with stuff and they trying to talk about stuff that they used to. Nobody believe that. And they not really embracing the fact that they old as hell and that the demographic of the people that like them don't relate to that stuff anymore. If they really started to put content out that people our age could relate to, I think they might have a shot at a second win. But they ain't gonna do that because the culture of hip hop is a young culture, and they pretty much gonna try to do something where it's gonna look like they out of their lane, and they're not gonna really connect with it. So, like, I think that time, man, is, I love the fact. Like me, if Big Daddy Kane was to show up, I don't want to hear his new song. But I definitely want to hear I Ain't No Half Stepping in.
But you know what?
I'm a rock to that. But let me tell you this, Tom, as somebody that books shows, and I work in entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
These hip hop artists and these R&B artists are not that expensive to book.
Oh, okay.
That should tell you everything you need to know right there. There isn't a market for them. Not like that.
Oh, okay.
You can get them. You can, so when they have these old school concerts where they have like 7-8 acts on the bill.
Yeah.
You seen those, right? Where they tour.
Yeah.
There's only one reason why they can do that. It's because they don't cost a lot individually.
Oh, okay.
I booked Chubb Rock and a couple other people. I did a couple shows in Tampa. Those people are all affordable.
Okay.
Especially R&B acts, classic R&B acts. So the reality is that you could put that together, but those aren't the types of names that automatically, just off of name value, is going to fill up a stadium.
Right.
You're talking about, like, you'll get some people to come out, but they're not doing the big arenas like before. It's not. and clearly there's a line, right? You got some people that are iconic. Prince would have never had that problem. Prince is going to sell out to the day that he died. Well, he would have been able to sell out forever, right?
Yeah.
Prince, you can't compare a Prince to somebody like a Big Daddy Kane or not even a Nas, you know, like, or even a Slick Rick. Like, Prince is iconic, right? So he'll always be able to pull a crowd. But, you know, that's the age that we're in now, is that a lot of these people that we grew up idolizing that were big stars, they have to humble themselves now. And hip-hop culture is kind of funny that way.
Hey,
but you know, there is no barriers because these people have money and it don't take anything to release content.
Right.
I think they sick of releasing content and people telling them it's trash.
Right. Hey,
that hurts the ego.
Hey, let me get this out. Let me slide to this next topic before we go into our main topic. The second topic is: do you have a limit when it comes to listening to a friend's problems? You know, because you had that friend that seems like they stumble over the same problem over and over, and they keep crying about it and whining about it. You give them the best advice that you can give them, and they still stumble over this same problem. Do you have a limit?
I know I do. After a while, I started giving you tough love. Like, what you about to do? Tell me something you done told me before?
Damn.
Like, you know that 2 minutes that you use tell me that story is gone. I can't never get it back.
Damn. Just that simple, huh?
Yes, sir.
But you know what? But I guess it's all in the way. Like, look, man. You know, I done told somebody this before. Like, look, man. You know, I done gave you the best advice that I can give you. Now, I don't know what else you want. I'm not about to keep going back and forth with you with this one problem. You know, I gave you the advice. You know, because I know the most problem that men have is when they dealing with that woman. That one woman is kind of like dogging them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I had a brother that was getting dogged out by his woman so bad he asked me, could he sleep in the church? And I was like, man.
You ever got dogged out by a woman before?
Who?
You.
Man, are you crazy?
Am I crazy? What?
Are you crazy? I'm an alpha male. I don't take that. I'm not a
alpha males can get dogged out now. Come on,
man. What alpha male get dogged? Roof. No, you got me. It said if they're not taking the advice, I'm saving my energy next time. That was Wallace. Then he gonna go back to say Tom stuck in the 80s. Yeah, I got the pack of cool cigarettes rolled up in my sleeve. So
I'll defend you a little bit. You really stuck in the late 80s, early 90s. It's a difference.
Man, that was the best era of hip hop, man. Hey.
That's why I had to spell it out for you, bro.
But Dan, what about you? You got a limit?
It depends on the person. So, but I'm older now, man, just like you. When I start to feel like somebody more toxic and they ain't really about solving problems and they always, you ever notice that there's some people that don't never be right?
Yeah.
Like they get something fixed and then they got something else to come right after that. I ain't got no time for that, Tom. Like, those are the people that I put you in a box and I'm gonna talk to you once a year, maybe. Once you start doing that.
Wow. Yeah.
I just eliminate that energy from my life. Now, I do have some people that like I'm super close with. That you know, the person you tell where the body's at, right? You got to have somebody like that in your life,
right.
And for that person, I will endure more. But there's probably a reason why I'm in that spot with them. It's because we can connect. And sometimes when you're talking to somebody, you're really talking to them just so you can get it out, not so you can give advice.
Yeah.
That's some of the clarity that God has given me.
Yeah.
The wisdom He's given me over time is that sometimes your purpose is just to be there to listen.
Right.
They don't even, sometimes people know they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to be able to talk it out, and they need a hype man for a second.
Right.
And then when you're done being a hype man, then you can be like, you're wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah. That to me, that's growth, is understanding that. So, but you can't give that to everybody. I think you need to be very selective with who you give that type of energy from, because it's draining, But sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need somebody that you can call anytime and be like, yo, I got to get this off my chest.
Right.
To me, that is a luxury. Hopefully you get that with the woman that you with. If you have a friend that you can do that with as you get older, that is great. Treasure that person.
Right.
But you can't just be giving it to everybody. And if you're the type of person that gives that to a lot of people, you're going to be sucked out dry.
I couldn't imagine telling a woman what's going on with me. I couldn't imagine doing that.
Wow. You for real? You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this, and I know my wife might trip, but the best ear of a person that I had, female-wise, was my grandmother. My grandmother gave me the best advice, and I could talk to my grandmother about anything. I could.
No, but I'm saying when it's time for you to vent, who do you talk to?
It was now my wife, but my grandmother was my person at first.
So your wife would listen to you,
but most of the time, you know what, my wife would have to draw it out of me, because a lot of times I keep stuff locked. I'm not unless somebody come over there, they'll see me with a certain look, and my wife will see me with a certain look, and she'll be like, babe, what's wrong? Then I'll be like, babe, I'm straight. I really, right now I'm not really in a talking mood about it. But then she'll draw it out of me like, babe, come on now. You gotta talk to me about what's going on.
Have your wife ever tried to give you advice that you didn't ask for?
I can't say that. I can't say that. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what my wife did. She always like if I do something that she think is a bad idea, she'll tell me. She'll be like, look, babe, I don't know about that. I don't think you should do that. And then
what do you say?
And then I'll be like, look, babe, I don't know what you're talking about. I think this is right.
Have you ever told your wife to shut up?
Man, come on. You trying to get, we told each other before to shut up.
So she was telling you something before you was like, man, shut up. I ain't trying to hear that.
Okay, my cousin said two people he had to talk to is that my Uncle Claude and Reverend Glass. Yeah, but like Dan said, you gotta have that person to vent to. You gotta have it. But I think when you go over the same problem over and over, you know what I'm saying? It gets tiring. You start pulling energy from somebody.
But what if you went to your pastor and he started talking about it, when he was preaching, he was talking about your problem. You knew it was you, but he ain't say your name. He was just saying, it's some people out there.
That's typical.
I was going to say, Tom, isn't it kind of, you being a minister, a little bit is kind of your job, right?
Yeah, it's typical. But
you gonna stand up there and tell my business?
But you know what? Sometimes I'm gonna say this. A lot of times, a minister may use that to just help somebody else and not trying to, because
don't use my problems to help nobody.
No, but they said the biggest thing that helps people out is
what?
Is your testimony of where you've been.
That's me giving my testimony, not nobody else.
But I'm just saying,
standing up telling my business.
but nobody knows it's your
Tom
business.
said T. Bill said he gonna take some of the collection plate and be like, "Look, man, that's some of my story. You gonna have to pay me for that."
but
I need some residuals on that, sir.
You know what?
That's
I
copyright
did? I took some money out of the collection, the plate before, and bought me a Snickers and some chips.
Man, stop it! But you know
I
what?
did.
But you know what? Look.
But I planned on it. I said, when I go to church Sunday, I'm gonna take some of that money.
Said more people have the same problem. Yeah, it'd be a lot that you could. You know how sometimes you sit in church and the preacher may be talking about something and you be thinking he talking directly to you, and it might not be something that you discuss with him.
See, I know not to tell you nothing.
No, man, I ain't gonna be like, I ain't gonna be like.
Some women get a blood-borne disease with hysterectomy.
Hey, it ain't like I'm gonna be like, well, T. Bills told me that he got ED.
What if he start talking about?
This is what Tom gonna say. So I was talking to this one brother that I do a radio show with. I'm gonna leave his name out of this. That's how you go through, Tom. I got 2 questions for you, Tom.
What?
2 questions. So, number 1, do you think that it's ethical to tell somebody's story without getting their permission?
That's right.
If they share it with you, with the congregation. That's number 1. And then the second question I have for you is really kind of turning your question toward you. As somebody that is going to be a minister, you're going to have to listen to a lot of problems. Do you think that there's a point in time where you should ever tell somebody that is a part of your congregation, don't come to me with that problem no more if you ain't listening to what I'm telling you?
Okay. Let me answer this. I think with a
I'm dead serious.
I am too. I think with ethics wise, we can't indulge, what a person, putting something out, because the minister is a shepherd, and you have to be careful, because you could be the scripture says don't be a stumbling block for your brother. So if
Yep.
I do something that cause a ought for my brother to have a ought against me, then I'm wrong. So I wouldn't indulge that. I wouldn't indulge nothing that he.
So don't be a snitch.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't dare do
You
that.
just pointed out a snitch rule in the Bible. Don't be a pastor snitch. Okay, I got you.
And so what was that second one? I forgot. What was that?
And the second question is, as the minister, what one of your responsibilities is to help nourish and educate and help your congregation.
Yeah.
Will there ever could you see a point in time where someone comes to you with the same thing over and over again? And would you ever feel comfortable saying, look, stop coming to me with this if you're not listening to my advice? Or do you got to sit there and listen to it every time because, you the minister?
You know what? At a certain point, even Jesus told us to dust our feet with certain things. But the thing is that I have to inspire the person to know the power of prayer. I would say, look, we went through this before. As your pastor, all I could do is pray for you. I pray for you, and I encourage you to pray also. So because I can't give you solutions. Evidently your problem is beyond me. So you got to turn to the higher power, because you keep coming to me and I can't fix it. So it's only one person that can help you fix your problem, and it's not me. You got to build that relationship with God yourself to be able to get past your problem. So that's, but you know what? We done ran over a little bit. The topic for today, can you really fully trust someone? Now think about that. Can you really fully trust someone? Because what made me think about this topic was simply because I felt I felt some kind of way with the passing of my grandmother, and I felt like that a lot of people that's supposed to have been close, and you know, and all of that kind of like let me down a little bit, and it got me to thinking. And Wallace brought this up too about expectations. When you have expectations with people, sometimes they'll let you down, or sometimes if you rely on certain people, they'll let you down. So really, I think to a degree you can't really fully trust anybody when it comes to being reliable for certain things. I know you might not even do it intentionally. You might, you know, it might just be a bad day for you. Dan, you might tell me, man, I'm gonna come through. Like you say, you in your entertainment field. Let's say if I needed to book somebody or do something, you be like, man, I could get that person for you, blah 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 blah, and you may have an intention to do that, but you don't fall through with it. So I think, but it's not that you did it intentionally, but I think it's just that you need to, you know, that you shouldn't fully, you know, rely or trust that a person would do exactly what they said they was gonna do. What do you think?
I'll let Tom answer for me.
No, I trust nobody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you know why? Because I don't set myself up to be let down. I'm not gonna say nobody. I don't trust women.
You don't trust women? Wow.
I think women are like cats. You know, if you go to sleep around one of them, they'll just suck your breath out of your lungs, and you would die in your sleep.
Man, that's terrible.
Wow.
That's terrible right there. Wow. So you think turns out I can't be trusted. Who was that, Carl? He said I can't be trusted. But shoot, hey, I man, you just running around with because you said you used to whore bag. So it's no.
So what that mean?
Huh?
Because I knew I can trust a whore bag. I trust them to be exactly what they are, whore bags.
But that means you need to change the quality of people you hang around.
Oh no, I'm not like that. No, come on now.
So Dan, you pretty quiet on this. What you got?
Just, you know, try not to dominate the conversation. My thought on this is, I think I've evolved. I have a pretty strong code, and I try to be reliable. I think early on I used to get really down when people wouldn't do what I think I would do. But I kind of think I think over time you grow older and you realize that everybody makes mistakes and people have intentions and they fail you, and that's fine. And you can love somebody knowing that they are probably going to fail you in some ways. Mm-hmm. I do think there are certain things with certain people where there are certain lines that you trust that they'll never cross. Mm-hmm. And those are deal breakers for you, right? So, and I think if you are talking about getting in marriage, getting in business, or getting in anything that's serious that can really have long-term consequences for you, there has to be a level of trust that you agree to. Otherwise, why do it? Right. But there's a difference between, I think you have to be realistic in what you're asking out of someone. Right. So I could say that I trust that you always tell me the truth, but people are going to fall on that because they don't want to let you down. You know, there are certain things where then they come, you know, you hope that you come to a good conclusion with that. Like my son, I know he loves me and I love him unconditionally. But I be catching him and stuff sometimes, and I'm like, why would you do that? And he thinks about it, and he's like, you know, Dad, you're right. I should have just said something. But there are certain things that I trust, like he would never shoot me.
Right.
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 Right. So there's things, but lie to me. Lie to me might happen. You know, I just think that there's levels to that. You realize that the only spiritual being or entity that won't let you down is God, in my opinion.
Right.
Everyone else is going to be human and make mistakes. So my expectations aren't very high of people, except for people that I commit to in very serious ways. And then I am trusting at that point that they don't break the code. But if they do, I also trust myself that I'll be able to walk away from that and I'll be all right.
Right.
So,
right.
And that's growth for me too. That I know that I can walk away from an unhealthy relationship.
Hey, Dan, would you get married again?
I'm planning on getting married again. Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Hey, look. I want to your boy Carl on a Periscope trip, and he said, I found out today I have a 12-year-old kid. I've been married 15 years. He said,
what the hell?
Wow.
He said, not looking forward to telling the wife.
Oh, man. Man, who you got covered?
Look, I
tell
got
that brother it's too late. She don't know if she watched the Fat Cat Show.
That's wrong.
Probably shouldn't be putting that on the internet, Pippin.
Pippin.
Who does that? Yo, black men, we horrible, man. We horrible. Damn. We are absolutely horrible.
But you know what? If a woman tells you that you're not the father, you would take it as you're not the father, right?
Right. Hey, wait a minute. Wallace made something, made an important point. He said, we don't trust people, we trust patterns mostly. And he right. Because we kind of like, I know that, you know, you go to a certain person because of their patterns. We know that usually, like I could say, usually Dan is always 100%, you know, on doing what he said he was going to do. Now, Satellite,
right?
You know, I'm just using you example. I said Satellite might shite you. You know, he'll go in your refrigerator, steal your hot sauce, and you know, or something like that. But you know, but I'm just
wow. Cat might go in your drawer and put your drawers on.
Wow.
Oh, man. Satellite steal your credit card.
I think that's a good point, though.
And charge up dances at Minjo's. But,
hey, man.
Oh, man. I like that, though. People do trust patterns. Yeah. I think you get in trouble, though, when you use your past history of patterns with people and you put that on other folks and you bring that baggage into new things.
Yeah.
Then that becomes a problem. You got to be careful with that, right?
Yeah.
But what if you don't have a chance to get to know their patterns? Because what if, I'm going to give an example. You get into a relationship. It's a new relationship. And you just starting to really get to know her real good. So you don't really know her patterns like that. Where does the trust come? Do you start trusting her right away? Or you keep one eyebrow up at all times?
But I think, like, even in that instance, you know, I don't think we kind of, most of us don't blindly just jump into it. We kind of watch.
I do.
And watch this. You don't go to that blind. I think.
Nah, I'm telling the truth. I think everybody's good. Not going to, you know, situations sticking in. Do me like I do them. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, I found out she been sleeping with 3 or 4 different people.
Boy.
Well, that probably is the problem, Todd. Maybe you should just give it up all at the beginning.
But she give those cakes.
Step back a little bit and let them show themselves.
What am I supposed to do?
man. You're supposed to jump in.
Don't rush in. So, like, you can learn about people without giving them the keys to the kingdom.
But
inside.
but while
They
you
can grow
learning,
to
you're
that.
not gonna be able to get none of those cakes.
Oh boy.
Well, you can still grow with somebody without. There's layers to this. Like, I feel like you kind of have to earn trust all the time, and then you give people more. But that's just me.
Man.
Everybody does it at their own pace. I'll say this: anytime you engage with somebody that's new, I've been with somebody now for a while, so I feel like I'm in a good spot. But one of the things I used to always do when I was dating. What's that?
How long have y'all been together?
4 years.
Oh, that's nothing. 4 years. And you.
It is
okay.
for me. You ain't got nothing right now, so how is that nothing?
You're going to try to shut me down before I get real deep with him.
You just told me you ain't got nobody and tell me my 4 years is nothing. It's a big deal for me, sir.
Damn. Oh, man.
Damn, he shut me down.
I
He's
know.
like, let me make him be quiet.
4 is greater than 0.
Hey, it happens.
Damn. Wait a minute. Wallace said, if you have a conversation, you get an idea of their patterns. If a woman says she's been married twice or they got 2 baby daddies, those are hints of their patterns.
But he been with his girl since he was 16. He can't give me no advice. He don't know nothing about none of this.
Stop. Uh-oh. Oh, Wallace got to call the show. He got to call.
He talking about some, come on now. Wallace can't give nobody no advice. He been with this girl, he been with this girl since he was a teen.
Oh, boy.
What can he tell you about, you got to watch out because she might. There's nothing that you know about this game out here.
Well,
Yeah, you've been with somebody since 16. But that don't mean that you just been with one person since 16, though.
No,
so
he been with one person.
Put that out there, too.
And he ain't crazy enough to say, I done had multiple people. Because his wife, she's his wife now. She listens to the show. He ain't going to self-incriminate himself.
I don't know, man.
Hey, my name Bennett. I ain't in it. It sounds like I always try to get somebody caught up. Go ask me some silly questions in front of my wife. I'm like, this man is crazy, man.
All you gotta do is do like Dan just did.
Ooh,
Dan stopped me real quick.
Hey, Wallace said I could give you advice on successful relationship. On a successful relationship.
You probably could, man. You've been with that girl since she was 10. You can give me a whole bunch of advice about a successful relationship. I will give you that. But don't talk about no date, no player stuff. You know nothing about that life. Just keep your mouth shut.
Hey, Todd. Hey, T. Bill. What I would say to you, bruh, my advice to you, if you care, would be that I feel like one of the things that was a turning point for me is that I realized that it is impossible. First of all, you got to find that balance of allowing somebody to come in, right? And leaving yourself vulnerable, but also trusting yourself. And when you see things that are unhealthy, that you walk away, and then also trusting that you give them the benefit of the doubt and you don't judge them based on what everybody else did. And that's tough, because after you've been hurt enough times, you don't want to feel that feeling. But that's the only way you find something.
When that movie come out?
What's that?
Talking about the Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, when that Tyler Perry movie come out? I'm going to go see it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. I think Dan got some credit hours with that advice, boy. He got them credit hours on that, man. Shoot, he this way. We should give Dan his own on the show with Dr. Phil, boy. He be coming with that advice. I'm telling telling you.
Hey, man, I know a little bit. I'm only talking on my experience, and that's all I can say. But
hey, I
think it's true. Like, I think most of the times, brother, I think when you get older, it starts to become harder to meet people. And I also think there's value, too, that when you get older, like I made the mistake, too, that I used to, because I looked super young for my age, I had the baby face going on for a long time. Mm-hmm. I could pull somebody 10 years younger, and I was proud of that. And then I realized that was just inviting problems in my life because they wasn't mature enough.
Right.
You know, and they do stupid stuff. They haven't grown. So I think when you get older, you get somebody that's your maturity, that matches your maturity, that has made the mistakes. I mean, I look at me, I look at my woman, and the commonality between the both of us is that we both did all the stupid stuff already. By the time we found each other, we was tired of it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to do that, though, but we already lived life. We've done the dumb stuff. We've learned, and nobody got time for that anymore. So I think there's something to be said about finding somebody that's ready when you're ready.
Because I'm tired of wearing condoms.
Stop it. Hey, well, look. I
want to go raw. I need to find somebody I can be raw with.
Man, you know? Let me. We got 9 minutes. I'm gonna ask the panel this question.
Yes, sir.
When was the one time when you was untrustworthy, and what did you do and what did you learn from it?
You ain't asked me that.
Huh?
I cheated on everybody. What are you talking about?
What did you learn?
What did you learn
from that?
That I should have pulled out that one time.
Well, Dad, it's on you. We go pass from.
All right, yeah, I'll try to fill that one. I've been untrustworthy before in a way, but my untrustworthy wasn't cheating. It was not fully disclosing information, and man, I did not sleep right. You know, when there's somebody I care about, I'm not telling them everything. It interrupts my sleep and everything. I have nightmares about the stuff. And I'm paranoid. It don't sit right with my soul.
But you don't drink.
I know me. For me, what I learned from that situation is that, number one, that I have a code internally that means be true to myself. And then two, I don't need to be with nobody that I really can't share stuff with. And then now it makes me mad. Like with age,
you didn't cheat,
stop caring. And you like, look, if I can't just say how I feel about things, then I don't want you around me because I ain't got time for it.
Okay.
Nice.
So that can't answer the same question.
I think the one time, and this was just immaturity, where I wasn't trustworthy, and the thing. What
did you do?
I cheated. I cheated.
You had sex with another woman?
I cheated early, but I wasn't married.
That's what I'm saying. Did she
wasn't,
cry?
I wasn't married, but I was in my early 20s. I was in my early 20s. But
I bet you went to sleep real good that night, though, didn't you?
Man, what's wrong with you, man? But what I said, what I learned real heavy was what goes around comes around, and it came around, and I was always waiting on that shoe to drop, for that dirtiness to come back on me. I was always waiting for that shoe to drop. Like Dan said, it's times that I didn't sleep good. You know, I was like Cain. When it finally hit me, I was like, man, I didn't know they was gonna come back like this. You know.
Backhand.
Yeah.
Backhand.
Yo.
Did you feel like you deserved it when it happened to you?
Right?
What you say?
You done cheated on multiple women, right?
Nah, I wasn't that type of guy.
I can't ain't seen you losing no sleep.
I did. Are you crazy? I lose sleep. That's what keeps.
I have never lost sleep after cheating on somebody because I was probably drunk and I got a good one released. I was slept like a baby.
Man, I mean, and I was making little stupid young boy mistakes back then too. Just real stupid. I guess
you didn't lose no sleep on. I'm going off of what Dan said. He said he just couldn't sleep and he didn't even sleep with nobody else. And he lost sleep.
You know what? And probably back then, I did sleep a little bit better because half the time I was drunk then.
So Dan, did you ask your girl to hold you?
What's that? What did he say?
He said, "Did you ask your girl to hold you?"
No. Honestly, I don't even think she even knew that there was even a problem.
Did you cry, Dan? You said you lost some sleep. Did you cry about it?
Nah, man. I see what you're trying to do, man. You trying to call me a little hoe on the radio, man? What you trying to say?
You might be a sensitive guy.
I just want you to say, I want you to understand I can read between the lines, Thomas Bill. I'm from Detroit, too.
He said my whole name. What the hell? Hey.
Don't be calling me a hoe.
I'm going to leave you alone, man.
Trying to pull my card on the radio. Thomas Fred, you hear this dude?
Hey, look at him. Oh, man.
He asked me if I needed to cuddle afterwards. No, I ain't need to cuddle.
No, that's because we asked if you cheated. You said, no, you didn't tell her something. And you couldn't sleep? I said, what the hell?
Yeah, that's how I am. I couldn't sleep. But that ain't mean I was in the corner crying. Yo, Thomas. Yo, this is for Thomas Fred real quick. You remember when that one girl broke up with me and you played that one song over and over again?
Wait a minute. What? Refresh my memory, man. I forgot.
Her name was Susan. It was we were in our first year in college, and that one girl, you kept playing the dude from Detroit, Masquerade. You kept playing it over and over again.
So did. I remember that? Susan. Yep, I ain't heard the name in a while. Yeah, Susan. I remember that Lost in the Masquerade.
Hey, I did the same thing to you, Fat Cat, when Tom Collins broke up.
I remember I did the same thing to you when you got kicked out of Menjo's for indecent exposure.
We're gonna have to tell that story another time, Tom.
All right, yeah. But anyway, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Fat Cat Show, man. I don't know what's wrong with this cat, man. Always fooling, man. Always fooling, though. But I want to thank my brother Dan, as always.
90 seconds.
Always tuning in, man. We had some good Northwood stories, man. But hey.
I want to give Dan a virtual tissue.
Now I'm gonna have to call back just to get you back, T-Bill. I know what you did to me, man.
Oh no.
He always.
60.
I love our brothers, man.
I couldn't hear you, Dan. What you say?
No, I said I love y'all brothers, man. I always enjoy talking to you.
Right. Same here, man. And enough love, man, for everybody. But we'll catch y'all at another date. We getting ready to shut it down. So everybody be safe out there. Follow the governor's orders and stay your butts home. Don't get that coronavirus. Don't be passing that thing around. But we up out of here. And peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
Ten seconds.